Hey everybody, we're about to get started. Give me just a second. Hopefully you are having a good day. As good as you can be. Grinding lots of Zindy hostiles. I'm assuming many Zindy hostiles are being ground out today. Oh, Jason. Oh, Jason. Of all days, today you're going to ask me if you should spend money in Star Trek Fleet Command. Jason, stop. You have a problem and you need help. You have a problem and you need help. I need to set up an STFC AA or FCFCA, however those things work. We need to set up a program with steps and all the different things, the literature. We need all the things. We need all the things because apparently y'all have all been infected by Big S.
Who encourages you every day to buy more packs.
Oh, man. Oh, man. AA is for quitters. That's the point, Theo. That's quite literally the point. How are y'all doing today? Oh man, what a day it has been. What a wild, topsy-turvy, crazy day it's been so far. How are y'all doing? Today we'll be doing quite a bit of going over Xindi crewing, quite a bit of going over conversations we've had with the overlords, things that I've learned. No shocker, no surprise. Other things were supposed to come out this month, but did not due to reasons. So that probably helps this a little bit. And before anybody asks, yes, Rev was bamboozled. Rev fell for it. Now, here's the thing. Is the 5 to 10 minute grind that was proposed to us a lie? Depends on who you ask. I would say, yeah, that wasn't accurate. Is it possible? Absolutely. If you have everything done, and if you have ships tiered appropriately, I'll put that in quotation marks, tiered appropriately for your level, it is indeed 5 to 10 minutes. Further proving that the testing of the things that Scopely do is like with maxed everything for a level. So, and as a reference point, I'll use myself, but I can also use others. DJ was streaming last night. DJ did a lot of crew testing. We did testing yesterday during our Battle Pass giveaway. We'll do some more kind of showing things tonight. I mean, there's all kinds of crews that people are using. You know, You got Pike Talon Kath. You've got Pike Moreau Harrison. You got Pike Moreau Talon. You know, there are a lot of different things that are being implemented. And depending on your level, there can be some that are that are better than others crew-wise. But really what it comes down to, the biggest thing is appropriate for your level crewing and ships and these favors in the Xindi faction. Now, the good news is if you do the mission that just ran out or came out, as well as your normal export credit grind, you will get some of these very quickly. That's the good news. That's the good news. The bad news is you're not maxing them out very quickly. Now, let me show you where I'm at. Now, in 24 hours on mine, I was able to max out the particle beam delay, right? Between the mission, my normal export credit grind, I was able to max out that one and then get 1 out of 5 on Xindi escalation. Now, obviously, I don't have the rep to progress to certain other things, to unlock certain other things. And I've still got 3 hours until I can do my Xindi scrap again. And I have the 9,000, 22,000 combination. Now, as you get in the 50s, you'll notice this get higher. It's 50,000 for single pulls for some. Then it gets even higher and goes to being 500,000 in the 60s. And for spenders, if you are a spender in the chat, I will never shame a spender for spending. I will tell them that I might not agree with their spending, but I'll never shame them for spending. If you are a spender, there are some things that you can do that makes it okay for you. Okay. The big thing for most of you is going to be focusing on these 3 favors: particle beam delay, which has to be done basically immediately to even have a shot, Xindi escalation, and then critical damage floor. Critical damage floor, because you do want to get back to being able to use Hue. And some people have said, well, you know, if you're using Hue with 100% floor, that doesn't matter, but that's not true, because Hue always is attached to hull breach with Lana Torres or Lorca on the bridge. We've taught y'all that, you know, a lot. And remember, criticals have an extended modifier with hull breach. Hull breach is another 1.5. So no matter what, you would do more damage. And hull breach also, if you're using an interceptor, activates more isolytic damage for you via artifacts. So there's definitely a point to getting back to being able to use criticals. But if you are starting off right now, just out and about, your grind time is anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, as low as 2 hours if you're like a really, really, really good player for your level, as low as 1 to 2 hours, or as high as literally not possible to do right now. And those are just, that's how it is. And we'll discuss all of that. And we'll go through first. Between the beam and the floor, or between escalation and floor, which one first, or does it matter? Mix of both, Laromi. Obviously, one big thing is, and if they are going to make a change, I have passed along feedback, as many of you have. I know a lot of y'all been messaging Eco and other people, and VIPs have been messaging people. They don't pay out enough loot. The hostiles themselves just don't pay out enough loot. Crappy thing is, that's not an easy fix in terms of like quick turnaround. So quick turnaround. That's not an easy fix. That sucks, but doesn't mean it's not workable. At the same time, these hostiles are extremely difficult. It is very weird, rare for me to have to punch down on hostiles. And I'm not trying to say that in like a braggart way, but like I've got a tier 8 pylum at level 49. I'm 100 mil power when I go my full ship loadouts. I mean, I'm not a weak player at 49. I'm like number 7 on my server at my level. And yet I have to hit, I can either grind out 42s or 46s. Either way, it takes multiple holes for me to get my pulls. So I did it yesterday, and it took me about an hour, hour and a half-ish. But I will knock 30 minutes off of that because I was doing various testing. So today it will probably take me about 45 to 60 minutes to get it done. And I can speed that up a little bit by using my disco to avoid the 2 to 3 minute warp times I have to deal with both ways and stuff. But yeah. And then I also am using a currency crew or a loot crew. That's been the primary thing that I have done to get what I want to get. Now, I am not using this ship. I'm using my pylon, but to give you an idea of the crewing that I'm using, I am specifically using a crew for getting maximum loot. Now, here's what I have. I have Enterprise E data, Enterprise E, Picard in the captain seat. Here, let me make my camera a little bit smaller so I'm not getting in the way of data, because I have my backdrop up from last night. All right, Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data in 5 of 11. And then below decks, I have got Beckett Mariner. I have got my Tom Paris mitigation booster, which I don't technically need if I'm hitting 42s. I've got the EMH Doctor for another loot, and then I've got Devana Tendi for more hull health. So that is what I've stacked below. Brig, I see you. Appreciate you. Sounds like another Prime coming out for the new loot. Doubtful, but maybe. Any chance of Origin Armadas to reduce in time to like 5 minutes to a 50-minute timer? Currently has. No idea, honestly. No idea. Not something that has been discussed. Not something that's been discussed. So, yeah. My pulls are 40K and 200K for Zindy Scrapper finds. It's ridiculous. I had to punch down as well. And I found most people have to punch down. It's very weird and rare. I guess it's not, I don't know if it's a bad thing or not. I guess chat can decide if it's a bad thing. Punching down on hostiles when I have not had to do that in a very long time is a big shift and change from what we're used to. And I don't know if they realistically expected me to be able to hit basically a 50 Zindy, but I can't beat a 48. If I did just the best loadout I possibly could, I could probably have a sliver of health left and have beat a 58. But I wouldn't have really gotten anything productive accomplished, or yeah, 48, not 58. 48. I really won't have got anything predictive accomplished in terms of loot acquisition, which is the whole point, because we're all doing this to do our daily loot. Boop, good to see you. So I'm expecting the NX-01 to show up next month. So the NX-01 wasn't supposed to come out this month, I don't believe. If it does come out, I haven't seen that, but there were other things that were supposed to come out that did not. So, and it's like, I told Eco this morning, like, if there are no changes made, they've really shot themselves in the foot by making a post about quality over quantity. And I don't believe that this is a quantity month, but that doesn't mean it's a quality month. And if you don't have either, well then, well, you're really up the creek without a paddle. So I feel like some changes had to be made. Are changes being discussed? They are. They are being discussed. So that is happening. What that actually ends up becoming, I can't promise or say. I can say that's being discussed, but I can also tell you that don't expect any changes within 24 hours. So big smiley, my pylum is tier 8. Tier 8. So we'll see how far it goes. Did you come for me, Doc? Or are you doing your own thing? Because that's a Titan. Okay, I'm assuming you're doing your own thing. 44s usually don't mess with 49s. But either way, I'm not worried about it. We're going to try to get our grind done so I can switch to actually working through the rest of this stream, working on the Zindy grind. So, you know, I feel like Trippin' to Paul should have been cool with the abilities. I don't really care about the abilities, Colocafile. I actually told somebody this morning, I hope they didn't take it as me being rude, but I have no issue with their abilities. I don't care that, you know, Trip Tucker is, you know, giving me bonuses with Voyager, and I don't care that T'Pol continues the tradition of Vulcan miners in this game. I really don't care. I really don't. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. What bothers me is the Zindy hostile in the new loop that 40 plus players have had. And if you're 39 and below, rejoice, you don't have a hour added loop every day that you're expected to grind. Hopefully that gets reduced. Hopefully that gets reduced. So we'll see. And if you are a player going, hey, I'm 39, should I move up to 40 plus for this new content? And the answer as of today is a 100% no. Absolutely not. Now, there are good things, like the Galactic Recruiters come out. I see Aquarius bringing up the Galactic Recruit. That is a good thing. I give them credit when good things happen. Galactic Recruit is a great idea. The idea behind Galactic Recruit is to have a chest that gets rotated, that focuses on new officer acquisition. We already got one pull of this currency yesterday. Focuses on the new officers. It does not give a ton, but is a limited pull. And then older officers will get thrown into the Ultra Recruit. As long as they stick with this, I love this as an idea. I think is a good step in the right direction for officer sourcing. Hence, I said step. I did not say a complete program, but I do think it's a good step. And I like the Galactic pull. So we'll see if that continues month after month. It is going to run throughout this arc. And the thought is, hopefully, good feedback, it continues next month and will be reinstated with different crews, you know, rotating out newer crews or older crews. I think that's a nice, or rotating out what has become an older crew for the newer ones of recent months, allowing better sourcing. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Now, at the same time, do I expect them to give me like 40 pulls a month? I do not. I have, if anything, what the past 48 hours have taught me is to be very cautious in my expectations with dealing with this game. But at the same time, it is good, even if it doesn't let me do a gabillion in terms of sourcing. Let me throw officers on here real quick because I need to send the Monavine back out. As you can tell, we've been having a lot of testing and we've been very busy. So let me send this out real quick so that it can actually get its grinding going so I don't miss those refines, because yesterday was completely Zindy focused and then I passed out because I didn't sleep for like 60 hours and I'm just now getting back into the game this morning. So yeah, I was able to get a lucky pull on Ultra Recruit pull this morning. Will the Galactic pulls crit a lucky pull as well? Tim, I have not seen that happen yet. There is a smaller pull window, but if you go in the info button, it just says 5 shards, all officers with equal chances. It does not list a full pull chance. I don't think it has a full pull chance. Hugh, thank you for the 199 supporting. I appreciate you. I really do. I do not think it has a full pull chance. There's not one listed in the infographic. So I'm going to say no. And I would say that that would be quite generous of them to include. That would be quite generous for them to have included that. So take that for what it is. I'm about to swap out to Zindy crewing real quick. And Edward, while I appreciate you, man, this is not my NFL channel. And we have 600 people here asking Star Trek Fleet Command. So I'm going to ignore your NFL question. Not that I'm ignoring you, but other people want to talk about the game. And this isn't my NFL channel. No full pull chance. Ridiculous. Makes no sense. It continues to train to avoid your off sourcing, being a trickle at best. It's just poor. See, graduated. I feel like that's way too negative and I don't agree with you, but I understand your viewpoint. I definitely don't agree with you, but I understand why you're saying it. NFL is not rigged, Alex. That's a stupid statement, and you can believe whatever you want, but as someone who's literally worked in that realm, it's not rigged. To believe so is ridiculous. What else we got? What else we got? We got tons of no lucky pull. Yeah. My expectation is that we get 2 pulls a month, so basically diddly squat. Even if you got 2 pulls a month, that's still 10 shards you didn't have, so it's not diddly squat. That's a third of a rare. I think you're going to get more than that. If you only got 2, sure, I'll complain about only getting 2. I think you're going to get more than 2. But if we only get 2, cool. Well, we will complain about only getting 2. So I'm going to get my pylon load out. Just to remind you of the officer crew set that I'm using. This is not the only crew set. Pike, Moreau, Harrison, Pike, Moreau, Talon, Pike, Kath, Talon are all big. Some big notes that you need, though. Do not run criticals if you have not gotten the critical floor favor maxed out. Do not run a critical build. If you have not gotten to that point in the game, then you will only be hurting yourself. I will show you why in just a second. But do not run criticals until you've maxed out that favor. To remind you, those favors I'm talking about is that favor right there on the bottom. That one, until that is 5 out of 5, or you are a spender and purchase the prime that is coming out this month that does the same thing. Do not run criticals. Do not run criticals. It will cause you to die immediately. These Xindi hostiles have a go home gun that does 100 billion damage. No, that is not an exaggeration. It is not an exaggeration. It does 100 billion damage. If you hit a critical and have to deal with that gun, you will die because you will do no damage and it will do all the damage and you will go boom, boom. Now, we will show these with logs and everything, of course, but those are the keys that you need to know. These hostiles, wrong button. These hostiles also are kinetic base hostiles, including the explorers. Okay, so I'm gonna put up STFC.space and show you some of these hostiles real quick so you can see them. It doesn't matter which one you're going after, you're going to want to run a critical style. A kinetic style to fight against. So here is, let me put this on the screen. Wrong button. Where is it at? Here, let's use this one. It's quicker. So here's one of these Xindi hostiles. Now this is the 59, but they basically work weapon rounds the same. 5 kinetic weapons and the big go home gun, which fires 6 times every round without the research, is an energy weapon. So that is why you're seeing Pike, Kath, Talon, Pike, Moreau, Talon, etc. Anti-kinetic loadouts. because a lot of people are not going to have the full loot runs that I do. And I understand that. I actually made a point to say in the videos and everything that not everybody's going to be able to run full loot. So you might have to run best ships and then have whatever loot crew you can below. Now you can try to do some mixing and matching if you want. You can do Pike 5, Cath if you want to. You're going to have mixed results doing that. And when I do the video today, I plan on doing a video showing basic crewing. We'll do a video with an actual comparison window of different crews for certain levels, but it does depend on where you are. Your level matters, and the hostile you're fighting matters because there's so much variance with these. So let's go ahead and warp on out and head that way. I'm going to use my disco to speed things up so y'all don't have to just sit here and stare at warp times the entire time. So I'm going to come up here. If y'all have not seen the systems yet, you've been avoiding them. They are here. We're going to start with the 42s. Yeah, I'm going to start with the 42s. Good to see you, Time Lord. How are you doing? Glad you enjoyed the channel. New arc, have anything new for low 30s players besides, events, battle pass, stuff like that? No, not really. No. Know anything about the Galactic Recruit? Can't redeem them in the Recruit tab. Aquarius, I'm pretty sure the Galactic Recruit is limited to probably level 30 plus. I'll have to go back and look. But if you were level 18, that's probably why you're not seeing them. Level locked. All right, so here we are in the system. I can kind of go after any of them if I want to, just for making sure that I have my, triangle factor there. I'm going to run for that. Now, if you see a trader, go after it. The traders are ridiculously valuable. We won't talk about what makes this grind into a 5-minute grind. If you magically were able to hit nothing but traders, this would be a 5-minute grind. The traders are immensely valuable, not harder to kill, and the traders pay out like 5 times the amount of materials. So very, 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 very valuable to go after those. Certainly something that you would want to keep an eye out for in a system, even to the point of going to systems that maybe are less populated in the hopes that there's a trader there that somebody hasn't gotten yet. But they are extremely valuable, so keep that in mind as well as you're going through the how does this work, how do they work, what do I do? All right, let's talk about some of these warships. You see I'm hitting 42s. These boxes they're dropping are valuable. Number 1, ship ability. It actually has 3 ship abilities, but ship ability number 1, on combat start, all damages hostile deals completely ignores players' shields. That does not get stopped. So Janeway's captain's ability, Strange New World Pike's captain's ability do not matter. They do not work. However, be very clear, that doesn't mean those officers don't have value because their officer abilities still work. But anything that increases your shield stoppage, I hate that they word it shield mitigation because people confuse that with actual mitigation. But whatever adjusts your shield stoppage ability does not work against Xindi hostiles. They do not respect your shields. Second abilities. Now these can be adjusted and these can change. So we'll have on the screen the ability to change them here with this. So the first one is at the start of the round, this hostile reduces the player's critical hit damage by 500% for 2 rounds, and it can stack. So 1,000% reduction will hit even the highest of level players with all the primes and all the things. Secondly, Xindi weaponry. At the end of every round, this ship fires a particle beam that deals lethal damage to the enemy player ships. Again, that beam will do 500 or 100 billion damage. So you need these researchers, specifically the one on the top, to delay that as long as possible. So at max, you can delay that for 6 rounds, meaning you stop that beam from hitting you and you can hit higher level hostiles. So there you go for that. These are the abilities of the Xindi ships. They are very, very difficult to fight. They are very strong. They're very powerful. In fact, for the sake of this, because I actually haven't tried to hit a 48 since I maxed out. Let me actually go see if I can hit a 48 real quick, and I'll answer questions while we wait. So, yes, Andrew, Xindis are almost entirely kinetic weapon based. They have 6 weapons. 5 of them are kinetic. Wrong one. The big one that you couldn't be able to stop anyway if you wanted to is energy. So let's see, this one obviously isn't going to go, it only goes 3 rounds. See, I think that's gonna be my problem. I'm not gonna be able to beat that other one with a loot crew in 6 rounds, but I'll go blow up against it for teaching purposes anyway. But these are all kinetic, so that's why you're going to see people running. If you have a tier 3 Cath, Pike Cath Talon will outperform Pike Moreau Talon. If you don't have a tier 3 or higher Cath, you would just run Pike Moreau Talon if you wanted to lower their critical damage. So, more info in mind. Again, we'll have all this in the shorter condensed video. This video, with it being focused on answering y'all's questions, is going to be a longer stream, so I don't expect everybody to watch it. But yeah, the big weapon punch is really hard. I might still have a log from yesterday, actually, with me hitting the, or losing to the Zindy because of the big gun. Let me see if this one is losing because of the big gun. 2 rounds. Is it? Nope. That wasn't the big gun. That was just me getting wrecked trying to run a loot crew. So let's go back further. Oh, here's the 48. This one will big gun me for sure. Macbeth, thank you so much for the support. You're amazing. All right, this one goes 5 rounds. Let's just go ahead and go down to round 5. And there you have it. There's the big gun. It doesn't matter if you are even a level 60 player. This is going to destroy you. 100, I mean, you could be level 70. This is going to destroy you. So, doesn't matter if you mitigate it. Doesn't matter if you do anything. This will wreck you. So this is the importance of getting that first research maxed out. And like I said, between the mission that I ran and doing my dailies, I got that maxed out in 1 day. In 1 day. Now, I'm not saying any of this is easy, and I'm not like making excuses for this content having a much harder grind than anticipated. I'm letting you know how to do it now and what's important. And getting that first one done so that this can be delayed as long as possible is important. Very, very important. All right, so favors. It take you 5-10 minutes. Jesse, the only way to do 5 or 10 minutes is if you've maxed out all the favors and you have a very high level ship for your level. Is it possible? Yeah, because we have players who are doing it in 5 minutes. But they're all high level players. Nobody in the 40s is doing this in 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and blow up against this 48. This 48 would pay out 235. So the loot it would drop isn't worth it anyway. And again, the strategy, part of the strategy is punching down the lower level hostiles to get better loot. Because the loot progression, basically every hostile of the Zindies below the mid 50s hostiles don't pay out crap for loot. In fact, the first Xindi hostile you hit pays out 1 loot. One loot. Uno. 1. The 40s pay out like 36 loot. So that's why loot crews that I'm running are so big for me. Because yes, I will spend more in Tritanium to repair, but I will get things done much faster. So here's the loot part of things. Oh, it looks like Epic is interrupting during a video. They love stream sniping. Okay, we're going to see if we can just get back in there just to show you the loot of it. But if not, well, it is what it is. So let's jump back in real quick. We're going to hit this, and then we're going to resummon and see if we can't get a hit. And as well, more boxes. The boxes are critical here. You want to get the boxes to drop with these hostiles. So I'm going to hit this hostile, and it has, 59. However, I am running a lot of loot crew, as well as having level 1. I have level 1 of the loot favor, so I'm going to get significantly more than that as I run through and fight these. And sadly, no trader. But I'm going to get significantly more than that. And I get a box. So I got 230. So I managed to get 10 times what was displayed, essentially. And then I get the box. Now, the box, because logic, does not appear or doesn't let me collect there. So I'm going to have to go collect it here. And I will have several of them. So I'll just do 1 box. You see there, I got 495. So you're going to generally get in the box about what you got in taking down the hostile. The boxes can, in theory, if you get good RNG and they do drop consistently, the boxes can give you about your grinds level. And you see, I got 165. Now I'm hitting down. I'm hitting down to 42s. So it's not technically great, but it will speed up the process. So if I go out to the 44s, you're going to notice it's slightly increased. But the big thing here is the loot on these is really, really low. Really, really low. And your expectation needs to be that you have to punch down to do this effectively. If you go in there trying to hit hostiles of your level, you're going to lose. So while I'm not trying to say that's a happy expectation you should have, that should be what you try to do going in. Would you get Metreon FT to tier 2 or Ferengi Whip to tier 3? I get Ferengi Whip to tier 3. Big Smiley says 44s are probably the go-to for me at 49 with a tier 8 Newton. Yeah, Smiley, and you're around the same thing that I am, right? I'm 49, tier 8 Pylum. So we're probably in the same, I'm going to look around for a trader real quick and pray one's there. And there's not a trader. Dang. But we're in the same kind of, idea of where we're having to operate. And again, I can do this grind now that I've spent a day with dozens of people going through crew calculations. I can do this in under an hour, but it ain't pretty. Now this hit, let's see what the 44 gives me. Didn't drop a box, sadly, but I got 351. So I got about a 50% increase in loot drop going against the 44s using a pure loot crew. So you just hit a trader. Congrats, B. The traders are fantastic. The traders are fantastic. So Nops 40 needs to hit. Well, no, there are below 40s, Wolf. 34s. But honestly, I'll just tell you, at level 40, you're going to suck at this. I'm just keeping it real. How about I did not lie to you? You're going to suck at this at level 40. You just are. Okay? Level 40, you're going to really suck at this. Now, as you get more of the favors unlocked, you will do better. But if you're level 40, it's going to take you a week or two to be able to realistically get into this grind. And again, that's because of how they've designed it. So that's just how they've designed it. G3 ships, if you had the prime weapon delay maxed and you did not run loot crews, but you ran damage crews, because the struggle that you're going to have if you're a level 40 player with a maxed epic is epics don't do enough damage. You need more damage. There is potential to do it. But man, it's going to take you a freaking long time. It'll take you a freaking long time. So, Wano says between 34 and 40. I don't have the answer to that question, Nick. I do not have the answer to that question. So, let me see. We're going to get this. Who did these? Brexon did some tests. I'm going to shout out Brexon. I'm going to be very clear. A lot of the knowledge that we have and the knowledge that will go in today's video is from a lot of other people doing a lot of other logs. I do want to share you some logs. I assume y'all like logs. Everybody likes logs. Logs are good. Logs are good. Let me save this one. And again, I just shouted out who did it. So if y'all are in our Discord, I encourage you to join the Discord if you haven't. In our Discord, we have a lot of great people who do a lot of great work, and that helps us as a community get all this stuff quicker and easier. But here are some crew testings by a tier 8 Newton, level 40. Yeah, tier 8 Newton. But this is more crew testing, giving 4 battles with a variety of crews to give you an idea of how these various things can work. So you'll see, now this is using Spock's Club as a tool, that the Picard Beverly Talon for this player did the best performance-wise. Why did Picard Beverly Talon do the best performance-wise? Well, because of what I just told you. It's a kinetic-based hostile. Now, this crew testing does not include Picard Talon Cath, and I can do some of that for today's video. If anybody's actually already done that and can save me the time, feel free. But you're seeing a variety of crews tested. There is your, kind of answer. Now, you'll also see the crew that I'm using in here, and I'm using the loot crew. So let me make this a little bit bigger just so it's easier for y'all to read. The loot crew is going to kill about 3 times less hostiles, but that loot crew is going to get about 5 times to more than what the Picard Beverly Talon crew is going to get. So there's a value there. I am going to spend more tritanium, but I'm also going to complete it a lot faster. So, and a benefit you have when you punch down, because we point out this player is hitting 42s, is you don't have to worry about the mitigation factor as much. When you punch down, the mitigation of these hostiles and their stats are really not that big if you're punching down. So let me pull up a 42 just because we were hitting 42s and 44s. So this is what they were hitting. You look at the piercing, very, very low numbers, right? You compare that to where my pylum is at. My pylum is going to have a natural advantage, right? So if you're going through the triangle and if you're going by their stats, if you're punching down, you don't have to worry about mitigation as much. You're likely going to naturally have maximum mitigation if you're punching down. Now, if you start to work your way up, that's not going to be the case. So if I say, take a look at that log where we let ourselves blow up against the 48, where's it at? Right here. Take a look at its stats, which is going to be more comparable. Well, even that, its piercing is still not very high. It's actually got the same as, oh, that's a 42. I was going to say, that was confusing. Where's my 48 log? There it is. All right, so now you're going to see, yeah, there you go. Now it's having stats that are more comparable to my ships. I'm not going to have the max mitigation, right? Not going to have that max mitigation. So now you're having to be making sure that you have like 5 of 11 as captain, or at least have, you know, Belana Torres around, having Tom Paris around. You know, you're going to want to do that, or just running things like Pike Moreau to make sure that you have maximum mitigation. But if you're punching down as a player in the mid to upper 40s, you should be fine. Again, this just depends on where you're at. So, pain with high levels is when you have 22% crit chance base and RNG crit 11 times, 11 and 4 rounds and die. Yeah, if you hit crits, you are going to struggle bust. So, for me, let's just pull out the 44s just because that's what I'm currently fighting. My critical chance, as you can see, is 22%. Now, how often did that hit? Literally round 1. I have a shot doing no damage. And that's with me pulling all my critical multipliers off of my ship. So you can't fight that part. And again, this comes back to having that favor, though. Once you get that favor invested in, that won't matter anymore. But in the early runs of Zindy, that is going to be an extreme pain point. It'll be an extreme pain point. So, need a log? Are you asking if I need one, Jesse? Are you asking if I need one? I'm going to head back up to these 44s so I can work on this while we're talking. All right. If you use a G3 Augur Metreon Cascade with 11,000 damage improvement, that helps dramatically. Yeah, John. If you have spent a lot on Metreon Cascade, that can help dramatically. Yes, you are correct. So, I wish the first level or 2 of that crit floor was export credits instead of the uncommon loot. I agree, Aaron. That is I wouldn't call it a problem, but it does stink that you have to work towards that. Now, the good news is, Aaron, I don't know if you've noticed this in the uncommon trade down, you can get more regular export credits to help with your other things if you did manage to get some uncommons. The trade down, I think, is a neat thing. I like the trade down. I do like the trade down idea. I think that's pretty neat. But you do get some, if you manage to grind, you'll get some here. And then don't forget, Aaron, the mission pays out 1,000 uncommon export credits. If you've not done the mission that rolled out this month yet, that is a big one. That gives you 1,000. That's how I was able to get Zindy escalation. So as you're talking about the favors, here they are. The critical damage floor takes 3,000. That's why I did not go for it immediately, just because it's the more expensive of the two. But you can get your particle beam delay maxed out and get Zindy escalation with your uncommons. You can see I actually get Zindy escalation here with my uncommons as well, just by doing my dailies. So you can start getting these leveled up more and more if you're just using the normal export credits. Where you're at in the 40s especially is going to determine kind of like how much grinding you're going to have to do. But there is like your path of how you get through it. Don't forget the mission, though. The mission's a big one. That mission giving you 1,000 on that day 1, or today being day 2, will, I would say, dramatically improve your performance versus these hostiles. Just because you're getting more loot, right? And hopefully, obviously, you're getting more PvE chests to drop. Yes, Spartan, this all content, this new export faction is, well, not new export faction, this export faction extension is 40 plus content. So if you're 39, you're not going to have anything. But it is 40 plus. Which mission? So Pegasus, it's the mission, I'm forgetting what it's called at the moment. I will try to, if somebody reminds me, please send me a message to remind me so when I'm making the video. It's under Enterprise, and it's the one that starts at level 40. United again. Thank you, meme. So I've already done mine. Oh, actually, I think I still have part 4 sitting here. But yeah, United again. Part 1 of United again pays out 1,000 uncommon export credits. You have to be level 40 to get this, but it pays out 1,000 uncommon export credits. So if you are below level 40, you will not see that mission. You will see the other missions that you just saw on my screen. Prince, I actually reached out to the overlords this morning about servers 99 through 102 getting ascended. I don't know what server you're on, but I did start that conversation with them this morning about servers needing to ascend, especially this month with it being a 40+ content month. So I'm not sure what server you're on. Do you know what the cost of the crit floor favor is past tier 1? Does it start to use rare epic credits, or is it all uncommon? So let me see if they've actually put them into STFC.space yet. I don't know if they have yet. Give me just a second. Let's see. Floor. Yeah, so they have it on STFC.space. And let's see. Cost. They don't have the cost, because why would they put the cost on STFC.space? Ay. Okay. 1 second. Let me see if our 1 second. Let me see if the spreadsheet has that information that Jules and Mando. Yeah, that works. Jules and Mando have put out. Let me see. Give me just a second. I'm looking at this for uno momento, por favor. Just like, give me 1 second. Yes, we do actually have the amounts. Yay! We have the amounts. Woohoo! Okay. Let's put this on the screen. Put it on the screen. Shout out to the spreadsheet nerds. We love the spreadsheet nerds. Yay, spreadsheet nerds. Everybody say yay, spreadsheet nerds. If you don't say yay, spreadsheet nerds, I'm not putting it on the screen. I need to see yay, spreadsheet nerds, or this is not going on the screen. Yay, spreadsheet nerds, or it's not going on the screen. All right, there's one. Yay, spreadsheet nerds. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Here's what we have so far for the cost of the new favors. Mihai said no. You got it anyway, because everybody else loves spreadsheet nerds. So Zindy escalation. Yellow is your regular ones that you get in your daily runs. Uncommon, rare, and epic. So Zindy escalation. This is the one that pays out more currency per hit. So you'll do better for every hostile you hit with this one. All right. That starts and eventually starts requiring uncommon, but never takes rare. So you can get that one maxed out relatively quickly. Hence the quotation marks. Notice those. Please don't give me any eyeballs. You can get the particle beam delay done very quickly. You see it takes 1,090. I talked about you getting 1,000 from the mission. Then you would simply do a single pull and you would get enough to do parm. I keep like I'm hungry. I'm a fat kid. I love food. Somebody send me some parm. I just want parm. Some nice bait. Ooh. Italians in the chat. Send me food. All right. Critical damage floor is 3 levels of uncommon and then goes to rares. And then these are the other ones that we have so far. So we will continually update these. We'll have some more updates today. I will put what we have in the video today. But yeah, anybody that's Italian, send me some fake Xindi. If you've got any good Alfredo, just ship it on over. And even if it's a day old, priority ship it to me. I'm hungry. I'm a fat kid. Love food. Here you go. All right. Tasty pasta in Jersey. Well, that would require me going to Jersey. All right. So thank you to the spreadsheet nerds. Again, this is in my Discord. If you are unaware, we're putting this together already. So if you are curious, yes, again, I'm making y'all go to places other than YouTube. I apologize. But I will have all this information on the YouTube video today. The YouTube video will probably be between 10 and 12 minutes, packed with a lot of this information that we're currently going over. So back to here. What can I use to punch up on the freebooters? The same freebooter crews that we did in a video several months ago, Dustin. The freebooter crews have not changed. You can send you some, I don't even know what that is, Mihai. Sure, send it on. Is this a 5-minute loot video? Yes. You will be able to watch this video in 5 minutes if you play it at 3 times speed. So same thing in Star Trek Fleet Command. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got another trader? B, I'm so happy for you. I hate you, and I hope that you step on 700 Legos in the next 700 seconds, but I'm very happy for you. The rice-based dish? I mean, if it's food, I'm going to say yes, but I don't know what it is. Trying to upgrade Ops 38, but 1,000 of uncommon ore. How can I get more? Yes, free to play. Do your events. Do your refinery. I mean, the same basic answers you're going to hear forever. And if you really want to get crazy, you can scrap Talas. Like if you just want to start throwing in an extra like 100 a week. So. Oh, Dustin, well, we did our freebooter video when they came out. So I don't even know if you were watching my videos then, but I do have a video on going after the freebooter hostiles. So 5 Nero Tau becoming my everything crew. That is definitely a classic. My issue with 5 Nero Tau in this particular instance and run, just keep it real with you, is I won't loot. Now, we did have testing, as you can see here, using that as a crew, and it gets about the same amount of kills as my loot crew does. So with that in mind, I'm just going to run the loot crew because the loot crew gives me more, even though I can do less holes. So, yeah. Yay, loot crew. Yay, loot crew. Again, I understand that not everybody has the loot crew. If you have the maximum loot crew, that's probably going to be my personal recommendation. But I do want to make it very, very clear. There is not only one best crew, and there's not only one best option. All right? There's not only one best option. I am running maximum loot because I want to be done as quickly as possible, even if I am losing more holes and spending more tritanium. Because time is more valuable than tritanium to me. If you want to be as efficient as possible, you want to do things like Picard, Beverly, or Pike Moreau Talon, Pike Cath Talon. That's going to be far more efficient than what I'm doing, but it will take you more time. Calzone or pizza? The only answer is pizza. If you say calzone, you are very, very odd. So, have you seen the same ships? I'm assuming you mean same crews be effective on 5-star ships. Yes. Yes. I have. And correct. Just means I need to raid more tritanium. Thanks to server 41, I raided about 100 billion tritanium, which is, for me, about 1,000 Zindy runs. I raided about 100 billion tritanium from incursions. So, what tier is your Cath, Thomas? What tier is your Cath? What tier is your Cath? Pineapple on pizza. Pineapple is acceptable on pizza, yes. It's just a typical sweet, savory combination. If you don't like it, that's completely okay. It's completely okay. Yeah. Anyway. Ops 53 needs 1090. Mission gives 1,000. Yeah, Mark. I said, like I just said, you need to do the mission and then you do at least a single pull, which is doable with these crews that we're showing off. Right? Unless you happen to be like level 52 and your best ship is like a tier 6 pylum, you're probably going to be up the Poopy Creek, and that's going to struggle bus. That's going to struggle bus. You're going to be up the Poopy Creek. For the Zindy traders, what is the special loot used for? It's from the chest. So Rodney, that is for, let me show you real quick. You have to have the rep of esteemed, but that is for the Zindy bounty exchange. So the bounty exchange allows you to get more rare and epic as well as export emblems for your turn-ins, specifically for that Zindy bounty, which looks like a helmet, or it's pretty much a skull. But let's just call it a helmet. Let's just call it a helmet. So Nelson, here's the thing. I am not saying that hostile crews and loot crews can't get you the same amount. What I'm saying is I can do loot crews and finish my amounts way faster, even though I'm spending more holes. So it's not about equaling out. It's about time. The time is not equal. The time is not equal. The time is what I value more. If you run a hostile crew, you will be far more efficient. But the loot crews, I will get done way faster. I wouldn't say way faster, because none of this is taking a long time. I'm sorry, none of this is taking a short time. Unless you are a high-level player, this is taking you a long time for everybody. But that said, you can do it a lot faster doing loot, because again, depending on what grind I'm doing and where, I can get 2,000 to 3,000 loot per run, meaning I may have to spend 4 holes. Whereas if I'm using the Pike Moreau crew, I'm going to spend less holes, but I'm going to spend a lot more hostile kills. About 4 times more hostile kills. So again, the value is, what is more valuable to you? Is time more valuable to you, or is efficiency more valuable to you? Either is a completely acceptable answer. Either is completely okay. So there's not a wrong answer here. I really want to be clear that, like, I don't care what y'all choose. It's a fine answer. And at 46, I got some horrible RNG here. I must have hit some criticals. Because the 46 usually doesn't hurt me that bad. But this one I got 600. Usually I can do 246. Oh yeah, bam, look at that. Horrible RNG. I started hitting criticals because of just standard runs. Great. Usually I can get 246s in a single run. But not today. Not today. Not today. But with that box, I got over 1,000 in that hit. So let's see what's there. And see, look, I took that dude down to like 0.5%. Half of a freaking percent. Look at that. The RNG was good to me that round. Too bad it didn't matter because I was already almost dead. Stupid RNG. All right, let's hit that. And we got a box for it, so that's good. That's good. Spawn my Tau inquiry. What are you talking about, Cosmo? Like, what's your Tau inquiry? Other option is one loot crew punching down and a PvE crew punching up and running multiple ships. That is true. I could be doing this with my Coronar if I chose. I could. That is absolutely an option. But I'm not. But I could. You are right. That is absolutely an option. I wish a trader would spawn just so I could show y'all a trader. But our server is quite active on these runs right now. So I'm going to assume every trader that pops up gets immediately hunted down. But again, I am acknowledging that I'm not being efficient right now. Especially, look at that. Again, I got to stop hitting criticals. But yeah, here we are. If they had it so they had chasers, you could also auto-grind it like the Texans. Might be a little easier. Yeah, maybe, John. Maybe. Who thought I would be praising the Texas-class hostiles? But here we are. Here we are. All right, let's go find us another. Hit this, and then we'll pull my items chest. So, we'll pull our items chest. Love the respawn rate for the traders. Hate the despawn rate. Lost 2 to despawns. Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker. But they do spawn relatively quickly. It's just more of, with this being the first week, a lot of people are going to be in the systems at the same time you are. As we get further and further into this content, weeks, months into this content, I will assume players will be able to more easily get the traders or get to the traders. In what world do they think this will take 5 minutes? It does take 5 minutes, Pilot, for some people. Specifically these people. That's who the 5 minutes is. I get horrible RNG. Okay, at least that one wasn't horrible RNG. But I get too many crits. I'm regretting all my critical research now. I'm regretting all my critical research. All right, but let's see how many I've got in my chest. Let's see what we've gotten. All right, so 450. That's actually only got 1 chest out of those. Oh, I got 2. Meh. Eric should be in the charts channel somewhere. Or you can just ask any of the volunteers. Ask any of the orange or blue names. Any of the orange or blue names. All right, let me put this off the screen. Bloop. All right. It is 5 minutes for those who spend. Exactly. Yeah. It is. For me, it's about 45 minutes-ish, which is way too long. Way too long. And again, we've pushed up a lot of this, and there are discussions of change. There are discussions of change. So... All right. Using Corridor, Enterprise Deep, Carl, Enterprise Day 5, Dr. Blow, but only 4K loot per run. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good, Dark. What level are you, though? Because if you're 50 plus with a 50K single chest, that's going to be a struggle bus. For me, that'd be great. I'd actually really like having that because my chest is 9 and 22 at level 49. Right? So here's part of the logic behind the whole 5-minute thing. An appropriate ship for your level. So they don't expect you to skip the level 50 ship. So if you're level 52, they're going to expect you to have like a tier 6 Tribune. So many people skip those. So many people skip those. And I'm not telling you that you're wrong for skipping them. I'm telling you Scopely-based logic. Scopely-based logic is if you're 52, you're not using a Pylum, you're using an Enterprise A or a Hegta or a Tribune. Obviously, a lot of people aren't doing that. Because a lot of people don't want to spend the 1 million faction credits to get one of those ships. But that is the logic from Scope. Would love to see above Ops 40. So Server 104, I actually did reach out to them about servers being ascended. However, Server 104 is relatively new. Let me see how many level like 39s y'all have. Give me just a second. Y'all have only got about 15 level 39s. So getting y'all ascended would be very, very difficult. Y'all just don't have a lot of people sitting and waiting. Number one, I appreciate the love, Prince. But that's going to be really hard to push for 104 to get ascended. Now, I reached out to them and I talked to them this morning about servers 98 through 102. I did not bring up any other servers. I did not bring up 104, just to be completely honest with you. I brought up 98 through 102 because I feel like they have a level of player base that is ready to start going up. But, oh, what a horrible pull that was. Oh, that was gross. This one kind of made up for it, but that other one was gross. Ooh, that was nasty. That was bad. That was bad. Sorry, y'all. I've got a nasty face because that was bad. Ooh. All right, let me get these pulls in before I forget about them. Because I need my ship parts. I need my loot. I need my ship parts and I need my loot. Epic loot exchange. Ship parts, please. Not what I wanted. Okay, bad RNG today. All right. Rev has to stop talking bad things about Scopely. They've messed with my RNG again. I got to stop saying bad things about Scopely. Wow. 40 plus, Leland, not 50 plus. 40 plus. Which I want to be very clear, 40 plus is about... Okay, so between level 40 and 49, there are like 67,000 players. A pretty significant chunk of your player base. So it's not like the majority of the game is just getting ignored. So just 40 through 49 is about almost 70,000 players. That's a lot, man. So it's not, I wouldn't even call this whale content. Let's call it mid-level content. Because this isn't high-level content. But I would say it starts off at mid-level. And the thing is, if you are like level 1 through 39, there is so much content there already. Y'all would hate if this content was down there. I think so. Because there's just too much already in there. There's so many things that you have to do. Oh yeah, I gotta go do wave defenses. Oh gosh. Oh. I'm out of credits for wave defense. I gotta go do wave defenses. Ay. But anyway. Yeah. This is like a mid-level content infusion, not high-level content infusion. All right, let's see. Is there a trader here by chance? Please, trader, anywhere? No. No, what's my message? Let me check this real quick. Okay, plug in. Cool. My pylon level 11 with loot crew got 10 hits, 3,600 loot, and box gave you 2,300. Nice mark, but I'm going to assume that tier 11 pylon is for a player in the 50s. I'm going to assume that's for somebody later. So, Oz 85, need 95,000 open, getting 8K a run. What are you using, Mike? Viper, thank you for the support. Appreciate you. If y'all do want to support the channel, we are preparing to pay for taxes as well as my wife's surgery. So exclamation point donate. I can't do what I do. I can't go gripe at Scopely. I can't, do these videos without y'all support. We do this about once an hour. We've been live right at 1 hour. So if you want to support, there you go. Literally 700 people are watching right now. If I could get 10% of y'all to donate, that would be tremendous. So greatly appreciate you. Sorry to ask, but I can't find the Bajoran mission I have. Done Doctor one, but can't find the other one in my holodeck. I don't know what you're talking about, Wolfie. I don't know what Bajoran mission you're talking about. There were several Bajoran missions that rolled out, and yeah. But yeah, this is definitely not whale content. This is mid-level content. So at least the arc calendar is lighter this arc, so have more time for Zindy grind. Yeah, Viper, your calendar is going to change next week. Just FYI. Can't tell you why. Your calendar is going to change next week. Just FYI. You're going to need to update it. So be on the lookout, my friend. Be on the lookout. Can't tell you why, though, so don't ask. Let me see if there's one over here. You'd like for a 50K pull, you're sitting at 94K for one. Yeah, the higher level you go, the higher the pull rates are. The higher level you go, the higher the cost of the pulls are. Jelly Brawl today? I didn't even notice Jelly Brawls today. Oh man, there's so many things. Is Jelly Brawl today? Yep, there's Jelly Brawl right there. All right, so we need to do that. We don't need to ignore our Jelly Brawl. Yeah, the traders are big if you can find the traders. How's territory wipe going? The reset is still planned for the 23rd, yes. I haven't seen that changed. Use your other ships as scouts? Not a terrible idea. Honestly, what I should do is send the Monavine out, and with that crew, my Monavine can probably take on a 40, and we'll just see if we can find the 40 traders. We'll go multiple systems. Systems. Gosh, my word's been so bad lately. I've really struggled to articulate what I'm trying to say. All right. We will stop and spawn so that we can get back to grinding. You see one? Where? Are you lying? Or is it on your screen? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. No, go. No, stop. Stop attacking that other ship. Go for the trader. All right, I'm going to clear out my chest real quick. Clear this out. Ignore everybody else. Go for the trader. I can't spoke properly at all. I can't. Come on. Get the trader. Don't despawn. I swear to the baby Jesus, don't despawn. Thank you. Woo. Okay, so we actually now get a great comparison to give you because I just hit a 44 and I got a 41 trader. So the 44. Ooh, and it dropped a box. Ooh. Okay, so I got 358 killing this 44. Killing the trader, 1665. And a box. And a box. 100 Zindy bounties. Find the traders. Go after the traders. Go after the traders. Go after the traders. So, find you them, hit them relentlessly. The traders, Fat Bitter Math Teacher, you're going to love this. Start at 40 plus. Start at 40 plus. Are the traders weaker? Great question. So the trader, now keep in mind this is a 41, are basically regular ships. They're regular Zindy ships. You compare to this 44. See, they're basically regular ships. But still go after them. Yeah. How much longer should we going to keep exploiting the traders? Great question. Who will defend the traitors? All right, let's see if there's another one over in this system, in the 40 system. Like, there's a legitimate logic to just server or system hopping to find traitors with your second ship. There's a legit logic to that. Just system hop to find traitors. You gain 600,000, 700,000 off of level 51 traders. Mistaken. I'm just trying to help y'all with what I know is a ridiculously difficult grind right now. My goal is, after today's stream and today's video, that y'all will leave able to at least complete your first pulls and be less frustrated than you likely currently are. That's my goal. I do not think that I can make this loop better, because I think Scopely has to do that. But that's the goal. And that's also why I asked y'all to hit the exclamation point donate and head over to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, because it helps the channel. All right. Because all this research takes time. Believe it or not, I am a loser who spends my time researching math in video games. Do you know if the traders cycle through systems similar to a simulator for any traders in the Borg loops? Basically, yes, Scratch McCated. What I've said before is that there is a trader available somewhere at any given time. There is a trader out there. It might not be in your system, but there is one there. Your goals in is for 50 plus players. No, I'm not. No, it's not, Leland, because I've got players who are using 42 ships who are doing this grind. Okay. So it's not just for players 50 plus. That's not accurate. For example, here, let me put this on the screen. This is going to be part of the video today, but I'll go ahead and share it with you now. Here's a log. Here's log testing of a player using a Katinga and using a tier 7 Katinga. Yeah. To go through the grind and what they're able to do and how they're able to collect. And they're able to get a, realistic amount for where they're at. And that's the whole point of crew testing. So here we go. Bam. There you go. Katinga. There you go. So again, I'm not arguing any of this is easy, but I am arguing that it's doable until we get them to change it, and then it becomes easier. And again, you see Pike, Moreau, Talon on that left side of your screen being the best choice. Anti-kinetic runs. But if you have the loot crew, you're going to get good loot. So just depends entirely on what you want to run. These are just various crew testings that we've had. You don't have to have a 50 plus ship. You don't have to do that. You can do this for your level below. Now, Fat, we've not had anybody that has sent me these that have done that, but I have done Pike, Talon, Cath, and Pike, Talon, Cath. If Cath is tier 3 or above, Pike, Talon, Cath outperforms Pike, Moreau, Talon. But your Cath has to be at least tier 3. Cath will not outperform Pike, Moreau, Talon at tier 1 or tier 2. And is there a trader in here? There is not. So I'm going to system hop one more time while we look for that. There we go. Yeah, DJ found it easy, but DJ's, again, and DJ even said this himself, DJ is a heavy spender by our standards. DJ's, most of DJ's following is the higher levels and spenders. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a negative statement. But even he said that basically for everybody below the mid 50s, this was ridiculously too hard. He said that all the hostiles needed below that level to be improved in their loot drop by about a factor of 3. I think it actually needs to be improved by a factor of 4 to 5 based on testing that I've done in the 40s. But even then, if I could get a factor of 3, I would be happy. So I wouldn't complain about that. But even your preeminent content creator for high level players is like, yeah, this is ridiculous if you are not up here, right? Awesome, Nelson. Happy to see that, man. Happy to see that. But yeah, even a factor of 3 would bring me down to needing 1.5 hulls. And that's not it. That's not like, I'm not like happy about that, but it's not terrible at all. Honestly, I would probably be able to get my single pull in a single hull if it was multiplied by 3. I would probably be able to get that in a single hull if it was multiplied by 3. All right, trader. Is there a trader? There is no trader in here. So I'll just cycle back down. Now, sadly, for this little triangle, there ain't nothing down in that little triangle. So Now, keep in mind that there is a favor that improves your loot. And that is going to be one of the early things that you can go start going after, which is Xindi escalation. Now, we showed on screen, for those that missed it, and this will be in the video again, so check out the video when we launch it a little bit later today. But here's what we have so far. The most important ones are the ones at the top, so those are the ones that we're going to focus on. But your critical damage floor only costs uncommons. Your Xindi escalation only costs commons and uncommons. Or critical damage floor starts off with uncommons, sorry. And these first two only take commons, which are your normal you get from doing your freebooter dailies, and then uncommons, which you need from like your single or second chest pull. So John, I know people have said that, but that's not accurate. So that's not accurate. This is definitely not a spender focused content run, because you can ask any of the 6-star players that are in the chat. It's not really doing much for them right now in terms of any of the abilities and favors and stuff. It's mid-tier, but at the same time, it was made way too hard. It was made way too hard. Because most of the 6-star players will tell you that this isn't like, yay, content. So, when are we getting Xindi Armadas? Colicophile, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Responding to a message real quick. Responding to a message real quick. All right. Now we're good. Thank you for asking that. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. All right, let's get back into basically trader watching. Nope. So that actually might be something I do the rest of the day. Just have this going from system to system, looking for those while I go through my regular grind. If anybody, by the way, wants to help with today's video and has like the next 30 minutes free, if you want to do a quick comparison of Pipe Moreau Talon versus Pipe Moreau Cath and then put it in Spock's Club for me, I'll put it in the video so I don't have to do it. But if y'all don't do it, then I'll do it. So the Epic G5 is now skippable. I built Enterprise D and tier it to tier 3. I can do only 53 Xindi efficiencies runs. It's a really hard grind to get the 500k to chest pull. Yeah, I mean, the Epic G5 is never one that I would recommend skipping anyway, but the G4 has been skipped by a lot of people, and the drawback to that is there's clearly an expectation for people to have that ship if you are like level 52 based on how these milestones, everything go. So it's very clear that they expect you to not skip ships. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with that or that I want you to do that or follow that logic. I'm just telling you that it's pretty clear that that's their expectations. So scope will change the resource territory systems with its reset. Not that I'm aware of. The services are changing. I don't think they're moving around like G3, G4, G5, but the services are changing. What they would need from Enterprise, which appears in every show, is the Universal Translator. Yep, that's probably never happening, Debbie, but it has been asked for 5 years. But I would not expect that to ever happen. I wouldn't expect that to ever happen. Get the KOS with my Discovery. Get the KOS with my Disco. Sure. Let me just waddle on over there real quick and say hi. Hey, buddy. What you doing? I'm going to hurt you with my Disco. Watch me zap you. Let me see. Grrr. Angry face. That'll teach him. All right. People Camp 49 used to move up when you are ready to jump 53 quickly to avoid the problem. Yeah, but jumping to 53 quickly is easier said than done. Jumping to 53 quickly is easier said than done. Like, that's not exactly an easy thing. I don't know if anybody can just easily go to 53. Shout out, by the way, to Robert. Obviously not going to say your last name, but Robert donated $5 to help support the family. Appreciate you, Robert. That's Very, very kind of you. Thank you for supporting me and my children. 4953 requires a lot. I mean, just in par steel, you're looking at what? 30 or 40 trillion par steel? It's definitely not easy. That's a heck of a jump. Now, do I encourage people to get to 53 as quickly as possible? Yeah. But that's a very, very expensive, pricey jump. Now, doing it in 3 months like Kinslayer did, that's my goal. To be able to do that in 3 months, that would be my goal. Because as you level up, there's some advantages you're going to have going into the 50s, but there's some drawbacks. So, there are some drawbacks. So, what are some of the drawbacks? Drawbacks? If you upgrade your Voyager, no more 4-star ship parts. Most of your events, no more 4-star ship parts. You're going to have a well that starts to dry up very quickly for your ships if you've not gotten them to where you want them to be. That said, doesn't mean it's all negative or everything. So, yeah. And if I said server 98, I meant server 99 through 102 on Ascension, by the way, because 98 is Ascended, I'm pretty sure. 98 is Ascended. I know it's Ascended because they just played 97 in Incursions. But the ones I was pushing for are the ones that aren't Ascended. So, anyway, it'd be 99, 100, 101, 102. It was 4 servers. So, gosh, it's always that one person. Just gotta... Yeah, and I just reread my message to make sure. I said 99 through 102. So, at least what I told the devs wasn't stupid. Just what I said to y'all was stupid. So, has anyone tried board cubes against these hostiles? I know a few of my high-level friends have tried their board cube, but my board cube is not that good. And then also, these have a lot of hull health. So, like, this is a 40. You see, somebody's actually using a cube right now. But that's a 40. That's 2 shots of my cube. A tier 7 cube. And that would only give me a level 40's worth of TD. So that wouldn't be worth it to me. Because your beam payout for technological distinction is based on the level of the hostile. And 2 shots for me to kill a 40, then to only get crappy payout would be garbage. Be garbage. If we're talking about using it as part of like our loop for our TD. Yeah, but even with the refit, that's still not worth it, Graduate Mechanic, because the 40s don't pay out anything valuable. So, because I go out and farm for my TDs, I'm in Dominion space, which is up here, and I'm doing the 50s. I grind the 50s and then I shoot the 49s. So, I grind the 50s and shoot the 49s to do my technological distinctive grind. And a byproduct of that is my Bajoran grind's handled. So, yeah, there you go. For me, the most efficiencies in Fleet Commander Spock in a chair. Base cost 49. The shipyard 53 requires 111 par steel. Woof. Discounted is down to 17. Need another 11 with tokens. Woof. Pricey. Pricey. I still need to get my level 40, but I do finally have Spock. I need to work on leveling him up. But by the time I get to 40, Spock will start getting a lot of these upgrades. So yeah, shout out Spock. Shout out Spock. We love Spock. But yeah, one of the benefits of going 50 plus, by the way, will be your Monavine starts giving you way more in those normal resources that you need. So, yeah. If a tier 10 cube can only get about 8 kills. That's a pretty big cube, Robotsky. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate knowing. All right, let's see. Need trader. I need to go out and do a little bit more of this grinding, and then we got to make the video. So we can't be live too much longer, FYI. Just letting y'all know, because I do want to make sure we get y'all Zindy crewing video out. Because I know a lot of y'all have questions about that. So we're going to get that video out. I will go ahead and warn you. Most of the logs that I'm going to focus on are for players in the 40s. Because as you get in the 50s, it's easier. But all of the things that I say in today's video will also apply to players who are in the 50s. So, just an FYI. Just an FYI. My video today will focus mostly for basically the 70,000 players that are in the 40s, but it will also still apply to the 50s. Don't think it's possible to go 49 to 53 in one shot, given the amount of 5-star uncommons. Yeah, I mean, the only way I think that would be feasible is if you were a spender. And we're talking like a light spender could maybe do it, but with a lot of camping. Gordon, easier is relative. It is definitely easier in the low 50s if you have a Tribune Enterprise A Hegtop. But if you did like so many people did, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for doing this, but if you did like so many people did, and you just took like your Pylum, Coronar, etc. to tier 10, tier 11, and skipped the 50s, you're struggle busting right now. You're struggle busting right now. I am not shaming you for making that decision. There's a reason you made that decision. Scopely, when they design their stuff, does not account for us skipping ships. They don't do that. They don't account for that. So, should we max and scrap ISS jellies? The only reason maxing and scrapping ISS jellies can be viable is if you have maxed out the $1,200 efficiency primes. If you've done that, then it's definitely worth it to turn it into a 4-star farm. But if you've not spent money on those primes, then it's not advantageous to do that. So, 54 with a tier 5 Vorcher and max Talios, and it's taking more than 10 plus holes for the double pull. So, what crews are you running below decks? What crew are you running? And what favors have you unlocked? But I will be very clear that for me, it takes 5 to 6 holes for a double pull. So I'm not out here saying I'm over here doing great. Now, I will really encourage you to keep an eye out for traders, because that will help you a lot. And going by the reactions of a lot of people in chat today, they were not aware of the traders. Those will significantly help you. Look for the traders. Look for the traders. That will help you a lot. Your crewing is paramount in this. Your crewing is paramount. Man, I was really hoping I could sneak in on that 44, but he said no. He said nuh-uh. But if you can focus on getting the traders, that will greatly expedite your grind. And again, I've gotten like just today here in the stream, I'm putting a ship in these systems just to move around and hope to find one as I'm doing my normal grind. They do have a decent respawn rate, John. Yes. The key is right now, because we're in the first 48 hours, everybody is doing this grind. So if a trader pops up, it's going to get hit very, very quickly. Whereas one thing that you'll see has changed in, say, the Voyager loop, it's a lot easier now for all the servers that I play on to find traders if you just go system to system, because you don't have literally everybody there all at the same time trying to do the same loop. So, yeah. Talios makes living in the low 50s easy, but no fun against the Xindi. The Talios can be effective against the Xindi, but it's going to be a little bit tougher. But it can. You would need to focus on triangle, and you would definitely need to make sure that your lower decks gave you several bonuses. But I've seen Talios is doing this run. So Sound, if you have a Vorcha, you should be doing better than 44s. So you should be punching higher with the Vorcha. And the North Star for that matter. Because I grind 44s with the Pylum. You should be hitting higher, Sound Tuner. So again, crewing, understanding the mechanics of how these hostiles work, are going to be a really big thing. Yeah, the crit rate on the Talios is scary. Here's my Talios, FYI. I've got it sitting right here. Mine's at 28.7. I'm not even a player in the 50s. My natural crit rate is 22% for like a Pylum. So, Pylum. So that crit rate, and the Talios is going to have that because that's just been a thing with the Vidar and the Talios, but yeah. Whew. Enterprise Picard Emergency Data 5 on the bridge. Neelix Paris, Mariner, Doc, etc. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing, GNS. But again, we'll have all that in the video today. But even then, no grind should take you 3 whole runs. That's awful. No grind should take you 3 whole runs. All right, see, there's a trader in here real quick. And there's not. Boo. Boo. Though my native crit rate is 18.7, so I must be missing some research. Possible. Without seeing your account, wouldn't know, and we'd have to go to probably like Spox Club to take a look. You wish for only 3 holes? I mean, I get you. I'm glad it only takes him 3 holes. I'm just pointing out that no grind should take 3 holes. No grind in the game should take 3 holes. I realize that there are people out here doing 10 holes. So I'm just making a statement that hopefully everybody universally agrees with. No grind in the game should take that many holes. Hopefully everybody can universally agree with that statement. So, yeah. All right. Hey, Miss Nemesis, how you doing? After you max the beam delay favor, what's the next favor to focus on? The next favor that's the easiest to focus on, Zula, is going to be the amount of loot that drops. Because you need 3,000 uncommon to get this favor right here. Critical damage floor. But you do want to get critical damage floor maxed out as quickly as possible. Maxing this will help your runs quite a bit. But prime, I keep calling it prime. Particle beam delay is the most important to do immediately. And then Zindy escalation is relatively easy because Zindy escalation takes commons. Your critical damage floor takes 3,120 uncommon to start. So now I will say when my Zindy escalation gets to tier 2, I will save my uncommons for critical damage floor. But this one takes, as you can see here, regular export credits for the first 2 levels. And then I'll probably save up. I've got 285 now, but I'm going to save up to 3120 to start working on critical damage floor. Sadly, critical damage floor, not super useful until it's maxed, but damn it, you got to get it maxed. But particle beam delay has to be done and can be done in your first day. In your first 24 hours, you can do particle beam delay. Sucks that, you have to go through all that, but there's your path. Like, there's your meta. So, triangle still matters, Mihai, yes. GNAS, who cares? Literally everybody but you, apparently. Literally everybody but you. I've ground out 227 Zindy scrap, but the number of holes I've glittered to do so shudders. No one is jealous after I share that number? Yeah. I don't want to do the amount of grinding that you apparently are willing to do. And I'm happy that you're willing to do it. But I am not. I am not. I do want to get my Cornar in here just so I stop having heckin'. You know what? I wonder if... I'm curious. I'm just going to check this with my Monavine running Picard Beverly Calf. Did it kill the 44s just to kill them? I'm curious. I'm curious. Does my baby Monavine... Because I have a baby Monavine. Does my baby Monavine have enough oomph in it? To have enough oomph in it. Guess we'll see. We're going to be wrapping up here in just a bit. I'm going to do this real quick first. Someone giving me poop for using needless below decks on my pylon. Nobody should give you poop for that. I mean, it's not really helping you, but it's not hurting you. So, there's my pull of my Monavine. I'll start doing my Forbidden Tech because I don't want to forget this either. Anyway, get the rare other than the traders. The rare loot, you need a trader hunt. Need a trader hunt. All right, let me do a full pull on that. Get my 300 emblems. And then what we get in here. Hey, we got epic fragments today. I basically never complain about that. I'm always pretty happy. Let's see. How do you do against a 44? The Monavine. I know what the Cornar will do, but how's the Monavine do? Yeah, stop playing with my D20s. And Monavine did not do well. Monavine go boom. Monavine go boom. But oh well, we'll send Monavine back out to start doing its auto grind. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap up because I got to work on the video for Zindy crewing for y'all today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's helped you out. If it hasn't, well, hopefully I can make content that does help you in the future. Appreciate all of y'all. Y'all are amazing. Live long and plunder. Hit me up on Discord if you haven't joined the Discord already. Strongly encourage you to help, or I'm sorry, to join so you get a lot of this information if you don't have it, or hit me up on Facebook either way. And we will be back with content tonight as well. If you follow on the Twitch channel, we'll be going live on Twitch and doing more content over there and even playing other games potentially. So depending on what you have to do today, why don't you come spend the time with me? We'll make your day better. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Appreciate every single one of you, and we're out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.